What's up, everybody, and welcome to the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that brings you the video game news you need to know about each and every week. It goes live every Saturday on youtube.com/HexxedPhenom and on podcast services around the globe, places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, really any podcast service of your choosing. I'm one of your hosts, Joshua Wojcik, aka HexxedPhenom, and I am joined by the abstract rocker, JP. JP, how you doing, man?
Oh, doing pretty good, man. It's been a crazy week from the weather to everything else going on in life.
There's literally a fucking thunderstorm outside, so.
There's a thunderstorm outside right now. Who knows? Maybe if it gets loud enough, people could probably hear it through my window. But, it's WrestleMania week. I'm not really that excited about WrestleMania with the mediocre card, but I'm ready to see some wrestling and get fully licensed in my next career path. So we're getting there.
Nice.
How's it going for you?
It's going all right, work sucks, I know, but
right. I like that cheeky reference.
But yeah, same shit, different day for me mostly. But JP, what is it that you've been playing recently?
Today I was on Vanguard. I saw it was double weapon XP, so I went on there just a little bit. Might play somewhere tomorrow. Other than that, I've been playing some GTA, and I haven't really had much time to really game a bit with everything going on, cramming stuff for exams and all that stuff. But
understandable.
Zombie Army is also another thing on the bill, which after this, depending on if you have work or not, John's out at 10, so he'd be down to play that. But speaking of Zombie Army, so there hasn't been really much gaming. I've been fooling around on my PSP as well, but yeah, I do want to pick up some gaming soon. I'm just just a little stressed with everything going on, but things are starting to fall into place. So yeah, definitely got to get some gaming in soon.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Nothing new. I've just mostly been bouncing around to March's big releases. So mostly just more WWE, more Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, more Gran Turismo 7. That mostly covers what I've been playing since the last time we recorded. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I kind of said it on the last episode we recorded that it's basically just more Borderlands, and to me that's fine. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I was expecting. But I'm not sure if that's what everybody wanted from this game. I don't know. I think they're getting to a point now where the next Borderlands they make does probably have to do something new or, evolve in some way, shape, or form. But I mean, I loved Borderlands 2, I loved Borderlands 3, and this basically is just Borderlands with a slightly different skin on it, but it's fun, it's smooth, it feels just like Borderlands 3 in terms of the gameplay, and a lot of the weapons are familiar if you've played Borderlands 3.
Oh, exactly, right.
And it's the Borderlands humor that anybody who's played Borderlands before knows. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff to like about that game if you're a Borderlands fan, definitely. It doesn't do anything like groundbreaking, but if you like Borderlands, you'll like Wonderlands. WWE, I've been focusing on. I've actually been playing a lot of the My Faction mode, which is surprising because I thought it was the mode that I would resent playing or play the least, but it's actually kind of becoming one of my favorite modes in the game. I think that's mostly down to the fact that the microtransactions, there are microtransactions in the mode, don't get me wrong, but they're not worth buying into right now. Like, you can only buy 3 different types of card packs, and they all suck. Like, the best cards you can get out of the card packs in Faction or My Faction is like Emerald rarity cards. Whereas just by playing through some of the game modes, you'll get all of the different higher rarity cards like Diamond and Amethyst and Sapphire, Ruby, all the fucking crazy stuff. So really the microtransactions, as of right now at least, are not worth buying, which I'm completely okay with. So that's a good thing. And then, I don't know, it's just an interesting set of challenges. Some of the matches can be really annoying that they throw you in, depending on the mode. But I actually found an exploit to help get some wins in the one mode, which really helped me out. So that was fun. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I've been having fun with me and Tyler doing the universe stuff, so that's been good. And then, what was the other game? Oh yeah, GT7. There's not much to say about it. I got my free $1 million that we talked about last week. That was cool, but other than that, they haven't really added a ton to the game yet. So hopefully hopefully this week we should see that big patch they were talking about trying to help people earn more money in the game. So we'll see how that works out. But
yeah, I do remember all the stuff that was going on with GT7. Yeah, hopefully they definitely start doing that. I think everybody would be a lot happier in that retrospect.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so like with WB 2K22, so like what they have like secret people that are locked only in certain modes. I mean, they're starting to pull them now, and you're starting to see them everywhere, like Mankind from 2K20.
Yeah, so
I don't know if you could download him though, but I did see him on the community creations. These people were like showing hacked models, and I'm like, crazy how like The Rock, Mankind, like Triple H 99. I'm like, why aren't they just in the game if they're in the game? Like,
see, and I have no idea. I mean, granted, like I don't play. Like I've played a couple of the NBA, like the more recent NBA games. Like I think I owned 2K18 through I don't 2K20 or 2K21. Which one was the one that came out? The first one to come out on PS5, because I think I bought that one. I don't remember which year that was. I think that was 21. But I've never honestly like messed around with the My Team mode a ton, so I don't know if there are like versions of players in that mode that are inaccessible in other modes. But I think that there is. I think that is the case with the NBA games as well. And granted, with the NBA games, it's a little different because it's very rare that you're ever just playing as one specific player. You know what I mean? Like you're usually playing as a whole team of players. So it means a lot less in that game, I feel like, for there to just be like one random other version of Michael Jordan that is wearing like a different color shoes or something. But in the WWE games, it definitely matters a lot more for there to be like whatever the hell it is, like an 04 Triple H or Shawn Michaels 97 that are all, locked behind these modes. And I think that whole concept is stupid. I think there should be some way to unlock them for exhibition matches, because they're already in the game. Like,
and people are gonna now, especially knowing that. So is 2K22 cross-platform?
Or only the community creations is, but online it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just curious, but yeah, because you're just starting as soon as you see PC, you already know people are gonna start data mining. So,
well, that's where a lot of those hacked models came from. That's where that old Rock model came from. That's where the Mankind model came from, and then they're uploading them to community creations, and it really depends on how fast 2K finds them and puts a stop to them. Some of them you can download, and some of them just won't work at all. Like I know the Mankind one, like just won't let you download it at all. But I don't know about as of right now, but I know as of I think yesterday you could still download the older The Rock model and stuff like that. I think they already took down the Triple H and Shawn Michaels ones. But
I think Ann has, I think, Shawn Michaels 97 and a few others, because it was 97 the model that's in question. The renders are really cool looking. I'm like, wow. Not bad.
Yeah, I think that whole concept is dumb, because it's also not just that mode. There's also versions of Superstars locked behind the My Career mode that you can't unlock either. Like, granted, I'm not sure many people would want to play as this version of Shawn Michaels, but
Oh yeah.
there are scenarios where you can be in a match with current bald Shawn Michaels, or there's matches where you can see an unmasked Dominic Dijakovic, or you'll see Alexa Bliss in her old attire before she was like fiendified or whatever you want to say. And so it's just, I find it really odd that they
They have it in, but you can't use them.
that it's in the game and it's not just an alternate attire or an unlockable attire in the mode, because there are unlockables in like locked behind certain showcase, or not showcase. There are unlockables locked behind certain My Rise storylines. So like for instance, spoilers, I guess, if you don't want to know anything about My Rise. But there are for instance, like the first My Rise that I did, I was doing as a female. So like there's a storyline where you get invited to the Mae Young Classic, and once you finish that storyline, you unlock the Mae Young Classic arena to use in Exhibition and Universe and stuff. And then there was like later on there's one for Queen of the Ring, and there's a whole Queen of the Ring arena and like all this different stuff. And so it's like you went through the trouble to have unlockables for these storylines. Why not just add these models as unlockables for the storylines that they're a part of? Like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially because all of the creation parts to make those attires are pretty much in the game already. The only ones that you had, like the only reason you have any problems with them trying to do that is like Alexa Bliss has that black makeup on that you can't take off. Or like Dominic Dijakovic, if you try to take off his Retribution mask, he still has like the weird face paint under his mask.
Yeah, but I know the one, Slapjaw or whatever the hell his name is, you can't take
Slapjack.
or Slapjack, or yeah, they have the dumbest names.
Yeah,
That story has been really good too. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah. I downloaded the hacked Alexa Bliss model before it got taken down. But
that's the cool part. And then I'm guessing that's how the custom renders are done, like John Moxley and all that stuff.
they're through Community Creations as well, yeah. But you have to download them as a separate file. So like when you download a created superstar from Community Creations, it won't come with a custom render. So you'll have to go find one yourself from the Community Creations. But it's pretty easy to find them.
That's really cool that they have renders now, because I know they used to be really against people like hacking, but now that it's all together, you might as well just embrace it, because you're gonna see some wild shit. In fact,
I'm glad they did that, because it used to be really jarring on the loading screens to see like the real life render of somebody and then your created character standing next to them or whatever. So
yeah, and then well, I know the Fiend's model is in the game. Something tells me you're gonna start in like create an arena. You're gonna see the Fiend arena. You're gonna see the arenas that you can't access, or like I have a feeling you're gonna start seeing like a lot of crazy hack things, because it's all unified now, which is great, because now you really do get like the ultimate Community Creations experience.
yeah.
Just the thing that's a little jarring to me is that it took us this long to get there. I mean, I'm not going to buy 2K22 by any means, but 2K23, I mean, I could see myself buying that. It just depends if they make the improvements or not, which I hope they do. So it's a step in the right direction. I guess crossplay fully is next.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I mean, it is a 2K game, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is also a 2K game, launched with full crossplay support. So I'm hoping that actual full crossplay for WWE and NBA is on the horizon. So we'll see.
GTA would be another good one too. Maybe before 6 comes out. Maybe
GTA would be really good, but if I had to guess, I would think that, and it could be possible that they might have reworked things for expanded and enhanced a little bit, but I would assume that their server structure, like their server infrastructure, probably wasn't built with that in mind, if I had to guess.
It's like, let's do it.
Because I mean, you also have to remember this game came out in 2013 when crossplay was like the wildest like fucking thing imaginable. Like that was so far out of the realm of possibility in 2013. But here we are. So we'll see what happens.
And here we are, man. Living the dream.
Living like Larry.
Oh, dude, we're fucking living like Larry to the extent.
But JP, let's hop in to our first news story, hot off the presses today, JP. E3 2022 is canceled. This is from Ash Parrish over at The Verge. The ESA plans to revive the event in 2023. There will be no E3 this year. In a tweet, Will Powers, PR of gaming peripheral manufacturer Razer, said that he received an email stating that the digital event was canceled. IGN initially reported the news, saying they had also independently viewed the email confirming E3's cancellation. Then it shows the Will Powers tweet. It says, just got an email. It's official. E3 Digital is officially canceled for 2022. Lots of mixed feelings about this. The video game trade show and marketing event was originally scheduled to be held in person this year. However, in January, E3 was once again shifted from an in-person event to an online-only exhibition due to the pandemic. Now it seems that the digital event has been completely canceled. There has been growing concerns about the fate of E3 over the last few years. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact in-person gatherings, making the prospect of a very large and famously packed event unattractive. Last week, a number of video game industry professionals reported testing positive for COVID-19 after attending the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. In addition to pandemic concerns, video game publishers have increasingly withdrawn from E3 in favor of hosting their own online events like Nintendo Directs, EA Play Live, and Sony's State of Play. As news of E3's cancellation broke, consummate video game hype man Jeff Keighley smoothly stepped in to announce that his Summer Games Fest is confirmed for June of this year. Jeff Keighley tweeted, excited to share that at Summer Game Fest will return this June with a slate of events. We'll be producing another kickoff live show with announcements, news, and first looks. Much more to share in the coming weeks, along with some very cool new elements for 2022. While not having an E3 at all bodes ill for the continued health of the show, according to a tweet from Axios' Stephen Titillo, the ESA said, quote, E3 will return in 2023 with a reinvigorated showcase that celebrates new and exciting video games and industry innovations, end quote. E3 2023 is expected to be both an online and in-person event. So, JP, interesting news, I'll say, to say the least, about E3 2022. Just off the bat, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is what do you think?
I mean, E3 could probably come back. I definitely think there's a future for it. Not seeing it this year. I don't know. It's just kind of weird because you're used to like seeing events like that. You're like, oh yeah, it's coming up June and all that good stuff. So now it's like, all right, well, now I guess we'll be looking at these other things, and then you have Gamescom and all that stuff. So. I hope it comes back. I should say, I really hope it comes back.
Yeah.
Can it be the final nail in the coffin? I'm sure, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I don't know. COVID kind of just fucked a lot of things up, and now it's like other people moved on to other endeavors, other shows. Yeah, it's not as easy to book a straight show that's always done because now people have other options. They don't have to like conform to one entity if they don't want to work for them. And
yeah,
it's definitely interesting. You got a lot of cool things.
Yeah. I mean, off the bat, my initial reaction is, on one hand, I mean, it's sad because, like you said, it is that one thing like that is literally like the gamer's version of Christmas. Like you get all of that crazy news over that 3, 4, 5 day span. It's always, the second weekend of June. It's just always, crazy announcements left, right, center, like just so much gaming news that you can look forward to for years to come over, the span of a weekend. And it is sad to see E3 go away and spawn off into 20 different smaller events of varying sizes and, various amounts of excitement for each one. And it's definitely interesting, but it's also, from some of the things I've seen on social media, it seems like people are saying that E3, the event, needs to come back, but the people running E3 need to go, basically. And so what I was reading about was that apparently, like, and I mean, I guess this makes sense in theory, but like, I guess the reason that so many of these companies are pulling out of E3 and doing their own separate things is because, one, they obviously don't want to be buried in the news cycle of, because I mean, realistically, unless you're, one of the big couple of news stories. Like, you're going to have maybe like, you'll announce something cool, and then in 20 minutes, something else crazy happened, and now everybody forgot about your thing. So, like, it's a little bit of that, but it's also the fact that apparently the people who own E3, which is the ESA, apparently they were charging like upwards of 6 or 7 figures to be able to like have the honor of having an E3 booth at the convention center. And so basically, and I mean, granted, like, yes, I understand business, like you need to run things for a profit, but
they were really going nuts with that.
Yeah, people were saying that it's like, that's why like the Sonys, the Microsofts, the Activisions, like all those people stopped doing E3 stuff at the actual convention center, because they can even Microsoft, they do their own thing during that week, but they do it not at the convention center because Microsoft owns its own theater in Los Angeles. So and it's literally right across the street from the convention center. So Microsoft just hosts it in its own theater, and it's probably thousands of times cheaper than renting booth space on the E3 floor.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, is this the final nail in the coffin? I'm not sure. But I mean, after it was outright canceled in 2020, then it came back in 2021 as an all-digital event. And like, I mean, I watched it mostly because Greg Miller was hosting it. But like, I don't remember, like on the actual stream itself, they didn't really announce anything crazy. Like it would be like, they would kind of talk about something, and then they would like cut to one of the like events or press conferences or whatever, like the Nintendo Direct, and then they would come back and then they would talk about it. And then they would be like, oh, here's this other thing from EA. And then they would cut to it and then come back and talk about it. And they'd be like, oh, okay, here is this from Square Enix. And it's like, it's not like E3 themselves was technically producing that content. You know what I mean? It was stuff from other publishers that they were doing on their own. It's just that the E3 like official live stream was basically co-streaming it. And then they were doing their own broadcast of talking about it.
That was interesting too.
And then this year it's officially canceled again. So I mean, it's not to say that it can't or won't come back, but if what these, industry people are saying is true, then yeah, I think they need to consider, the ESA needs to consider hiring new people to plan and run E3, because I don't know. I mean, E3 has been declining in popularity for years now, especially with, all of these different companies kind of moving away from it. Like, PlayStation is the biggest of the big 3 console makers right now, and they haven't been at E3 since
2017?
18 or 19?
Yeah, it was something like that.
I think it was 18.
Yeah, I think it was 18. The year before I think it was 18. I think.
Because I know in 2019 they were like, hey, we're not going to be at E3 because they were like, the only big things we have to show, we've already shown a bunch of times, which was Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, and I don't remember what else. Days Gone, which they had already shown each of those games a couple times. So they were like, we don't need to do more E3 demos for these games. Like, we'll just talk about them as we need to. And then and then 2020 they did the same thing. Well, I mean, there was no E3, so obviously. And then their version of E3 was that like PS5 announcement live stream. And then yeah, they did the same thing last year. They had like a PlayStation games showcase in September or whenever the hell that was. But I mean, yeah, like with all of the different companies doing their own thing, I think E3 going forward is probably going to be more of like a gathering of, technically they don't really exist anymore, but what I'll call AA studios, of like not necessarily indie developers, but smaller studios that have the money to be able to rent booth space, but you're not going to see your big publishers there like Activision or Nintendo or Microsoft, PlayStation, whatever. So I don't know. At least the way they're running it now, that's what I see it turning into. But it's definitely interesting, and I am interested to see what happens. But I mean, there's going to be so many different events going on this summer of like I said, varying lengths and quality and varying excitement levels. Because I don't remember if it was last year or if it was in 2020, but there was just I felt like every couple days over the summer there was some random publisher or a group of publishers putting together a showcase of games, and I was just not watching because I was excited for anything they were announcing, but just to see what was happening. And I couldn't tell you how many of these things were just so boring because there was just nothing of consequence there.
At least there's options too, so it's really a different kind of beast now.
Yeah. I think it's a blessing and a curse, because obviously it's a good thing that, you know, you don't want these publishers to be having to pay like millions of dollars to be at E3. But then also you get stuff like that where you're just bombarded with all these different gaming events over the entire summer instead of just 3 big days of gaming news and then that's it.
Just slam it all right there.
Yeah. So definitely interesting. And I mean, I think Summer Game Fest is going to be like the closest thing to E3 that we have this year. So,
oh God,
we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. I just missed the feeling of all those shows and how like overhyped they were for a lot of it, but you just want to tune in anyway. You know, so I hope I think we can get back to that, except have more options. I think that would be really cool to see, and I definitely look forward to it without a doubt. You know, see what we can do. Let's get her done.
Definitely. All right, GP. This next one, we'll go with the next biggest news story, I guess, here. This one, JP. We've heard about it for so long. PlayStation Spartacus has officially been announced. This is from the PlayStation blog. All new PlayStation Plus launches in June with 700 plus games and more value than ever. PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now come together. Players can choose from 3 different flexible options. This is from Jim Ryan, President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Since launching PlayStation Plus in 2010, SIE has been at the forefront of innovation with game subscription services. We were thrilled to be the first console membership service that included a refreshed library of games through PlayStation Plus, and also launched the first console game streaming service with PlayStation Now. Today, we are pleased to share with you official news about changes coming to our subscription services. This June, we're bringing together PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in an all-new PlayStation Plus subscription service that provides more choice to customers across 3 membership tiers globally. Our focus is on providing high-quality, curated content with a diverse portfolio of games. Below is an overview of the 3 membership tiers. PlayStation Plus Essential provides the same benefits that PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, online multiplayer access. There is no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. And here are the prices for PlayStation Plus Essential. It says price for PlayStation Plus Essential remains the same as the current price for PlayStation Plus. So that's in the US, that's $9.99 a month, $24.99 quarterly, which is quarterly is every 4 months. Or no, sorry, every 3 months. And then $59.99 yearly. Europe, it's $8.99 monthly, $24.99 quarterly, $59.99 yearly. In the UK, it's $6.99 monthly, $19.99 quarterly, and $49.99 yearly. And in Japan, it's 850 yen monthly, 2,150 quarterly, and 5,143 yearly. PlayStation Plus Extra provides all the benefits from the Essential tier and adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the Extra tier are downloadable for play. The price for PlayStation Plus Extra in the US is $14.99 monthly, $39.99 quarterly, and $99.99 yearly. And in Europe, $13.99 monthly, $39.99 quarterly, and $99.99 yearly. Then we have PlayStation Plus Premium, provides all the benefits from the Essential and Extra tiers and adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and downloadable options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations, offers for cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the Extra and Premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC. And time-limited game trials will also be offered in this tier, so customers can try select games before they buy. The price for PlayStation Plus Premium is $17.99 monthly in the US, $49.99 quarterly, and $119.99 yearly. And in Europe, it's $16.99 monthly, $49.99 quarterly, and $119.99 yearly.
Wow, that's ooh, damn, that's not bad. I think I'm probably gonna get the 120 a year. My question is though, like many people, if you're going beyond the essential that you're already locked into a price point and you want to upgrade to the other, does it just kind of restart as you pay that dividend to them immediately, and that's your renewal date of the next year? I'm assuming that's how it works. It's like an add-on.
I don't.
Right?
I'm not sure. Let me keep going through the article. I don't know. I don't think they mentioned it in here, but
Okay, it sounds good. It really does. And I was like hoping when I saw the rumors of the PSP games, I'm like, see the only thing that I'm wondering here is the PSP games. There's no way they're going to be able to like do full screen on an HD TV in 2022, and these games came out at low poly in 2005. I don't know how that's gonna look. I'm a little worried about the PlayStation games as well. Like I
yeah.
feel like there's gonna have to be some form that they are. Wait, did hi Amanda. So did did they say you could download?
Yeah. Sorry. What'd you say?
Did they say that you can can you download the PS1 and PSP, or is it only streamed?
The way they have it listed here is you can, with the highest tier, you can download everything except PS3. PS3 is still streaming only, which I'm very disappointed by. I really wish it was just download everything, but
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. We're definitely getting there. Yeah, yeah, I gotta say, I'm very impressed. And you can only get the PS2, PSP, and all that stuff at the highest tier, right? Or the whole
yeah,
library of it, I think. Okay, and it
yeah.
launches in
The middle tier is basically just PS4 and PS5 games downloadable.
So if you pay for the whole suite, you get like basically the PlayStation Fanatics bundle, which I kind of wish that'd be absolutely hilarious. Yeah, man, what bundle did you get, JP? The PlayStation Fanatics bundle, brother.
Brother, the Sony Pony bundle, brother.
Yeah, you better bet your ass I got the Sony Pony bundle, brother, dude. You better believe I got the SARP.
I got the SARP.
So I think that's really cool. Launches in June. I'm really excited. And then PS4 and 5 you could do it. I think I have a feeling that's probably actually going to give me some use of my PS4. I say that because why would I waste the PS5 space on downloading nostalgic games when I have more than enough space on the PS4? And I just deleted Zombie Army and Grand Theft Auto off of that. That's literally like 130 gigs. So seeing how the PS2 games were only 2 gigabytes back in the day, yeah, I'm very excited. Do you think they're going to give a library update on this? Because that would be really cool to see this actually from a chart view. That'd be really cool.
I'm sure they will, like, closer to when the service launches, but seeing as we're like 3 months out, I think they'll wait a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what like PS1 and PSP games are in there.
Yeah, like I think the PS1, PS2, and PSP is honestly, they probably could have easily charged $150 a year, and it still would have been a bot bundle. So they're really giving you one hell of a deal for 30 extra dollars past the medium tier. I mean, that's as long as it's kind of like self-explanatory PlayStation Now in general. You pay 60 a year. That means if you play any top tier game, you already have your money's worth. And then you can go explore the library and find so much shit. It's truly gratifying. After being a Sony pony for all these years, I gotta say, I think we hit the gold mine, and I'm very excited. What are you currently subscribed? Well, I guess this is actually a pretty cool way to get us all to play Payday, because that would be included in that. So it's really cool. I think we could all win here. Nostalgia, current games. It's gonna be tight. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm currently subscribed to PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. I honestly haven't really played a PlayStation Now game in quite a while, but I mean, I paid for the year, so I mean, I have it for the year, but yeah, I mean, the games they've been adding to the service have been getting steadily better, especially over the last like year or so. So hopefully, if they keep that pace up, it's a good sign of things to come for this service. I'm definitely excited to see. Literally, the only thing that I am disappointed in is that they still haven't invested the time and money to figure out a downloadable solution for the PlayStation 3 games, because there are so many good PS3 games that I missed that I would love to go back and play that are on PlayStation Now, but I really just don't want to deal with the streaming. And it's not even that the streaming is that bad, it's just that like if I die because something was delayed or like there was a random lag spike or whatever, then I just get so fucking frustrated because it's something outside of my control that is screwing me over, and I just turn it right off. So like, I really wish there was a solution for downloading the PS3 games. The PlayStation 5 is plenty powerful enough. There's no reason it can't do it. It's just because Sony hasn't invested the money into figuring it out. That's really what it comes down to.
So that, or they probably could do it on the PS5, but in theory, if the PS4 has it, you kind of can't just screw people like that. So maybe they didn't figure out one of the consoles. I feel like the PS5 could easily do it. The PS4, just sitting here staring, I really don't know. They would probably have to do some like serious fixes for that. But if they can get both consoles to do it, I think they would. I realized something that actually is interesting. So Spartacus is a blend of everything, correct? PlayStation Now and Plus.
Yeah.
So in theory, they really are giving you one hell of a deal, because if you have both services for one damn year, you're paying $120. So why not just upgrade yourself to the highest tier unit? Because $120 one way is probably worth like $250 the other way with all the crap you get. So
yeah, you're literally paying the exact same price. So, and you're getting you're paying the exact same price, and you're technically getting more than you already were, because you also are now getting the PS1, PS2, PSP games.
Yeah. We're getting it all, man.
And the game trials that they talked about. So
yeah, so you're honestly getting like a $250 deal for $120. And just from being a businessman, I gotta say, I think that's good. Those sales hit good.
that's some good shit.
Good shit. It's like Vinnie Mac would say. Yeah, something tells me what's going to happen in June. You're going to be on your price point, and you're going to go on. Well, I guess in theory, whether you hit the PlayStation Plus or the PlayStation Now tab, you're probably going to see a thing to like do the levels, or honestly, they might just make a Spartacus tab. I don't know, but you're probably going to see Spartacus, and if you upgrade to the highest unit, you basically just combine your stuff together at one day, because
once this service comes out, PlayStation Now won't exist anymore. It's being rolled into this service.
Oh, so you're just going to see Spartacus. We're not going to see two separate tabs. It's just going to be one.
It's
logo.
just going to be PlayStation Plus.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, for a while they might have it. They might have the PlayStation Now app just like redirect you to the PlayStation Plus tab or whatever. But yeah, after a while, the PlayStation Now app is probably going to go away.
yeah, I was going to say, I think, yeah, I think shit's going to be pretty good. I'm just a little weary at how the whole conversion thing is um gonna work, because if I have PlayStation Now that renews on Halloween and PlayStation Plus that renews in like February, I'm thinking they got to give you some kind of cut on the timing of that, because that might be a disaster for them. But I hope they have a plan.
Well, let me finish reading the article and see if it says anything. Let's see. The new extra and premium tiers represent a major evolution for PlayStation Plus. With these tiers, our key focus is to ensure that hundreds of games we offer will include the best quality content that sets us apart. At launch, we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal. We're working closely with our imaginative developers from PlayStation Studios and third-party partners to include some of the best gaming experiences available with a library that will be regularly refreshed. More details to come on the games we'll have on our new PlayStation Plus service. When the new PlayStation Plus service launches, PlayStation Now will transition into the new PlayStation Plus offering and will no longer be available as a standalone service. PlayStation Now customers will migrate over to PlayStation Plus Premium with no increase to their current subscription fees at launch. As this is a massive launch effort, we're rolling out a new PlayStation Plus offering in a phased regional approach. In the June timeframe, we'll begin with an initial launch in several markets in Asia, followed by North America, Europe, and the rest of the world, where PlayStation Plus is offered. We aim to have most PlayStation Network territories live with our new PlayStation Plus game subscription by the end of the first half of 2022. We also plan to expand our cloud streaming benefits to additional markets, and will provide more details at a later date. Building upon more than 25 years of expertise in gaming innovation, this change to our subscription services highlights our continued efforts to evolve our network services business to match our customers' preferences. With the all-new PlayStation Plus, we're focused on delivering a compelling game subscription service with curated content from our exclusive PlayStation Studios team and our third-party partners. The newly enhanced PlayStation Plus will enable our fans to discover and engage with more content than ever before and deepen their connection with the PlayStation community through shared experiences. We're providing an early look at our new PlayStation Plus subscription service today, and we plan to share more information with you as we get closer to launch. Stay tuned. So, I mean, I think they need to. Well, yeah, he specifically says when. Hang on. PlayStation Now customers will migrate over to PlayStation Plus Premium with no increase to their current subscription fees at launch. So it sounds like if you have PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, it'll just automatically roll you into Premium. Probably until, I guess maybe until your PlayStation Now subscription runs out.
Okay, so then
I'm not sure.
So then you'll be countered the tier 2. Or wait. What's the highest tier name? Is it Premium?
Premium.
Oh, okay. So in theory, then we just get rolled. Okay, so I'd get rolled over automatically, and then I don't know if you're paying for a whole year of PlayStation Now up front.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be golden boys. All right, cool. I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna be like, yeah, yeah. I'll go get me a PSP game right now. Yeah. I can pull out my I can pull out my nostalgia machine and be like, yeah, and then look over and be like, yeah, oh yeah.
I'm excited. I definitely hope that they
fun.
expand their offerings for those retro games, because like there are some PS2 games on PS Now, but there's not many. There's maybe like 10, if that, maybe a couple more. But like
I forget the reasoning of how they popped up.
There's a couple of the Dark Cloud games. I think there's like an Ape Escape maybe.
Ape Escape. I forget. I think Ape Escape 2. I'm trying to remember the reasoning as to why they're there. I believe they were originally, I think, on the PlayStation Store as buyables, and
as like buyable PS2 games.
Yeah, and they had the PS2, PS whatever at the time.
PS2 to PS4, I think, is what the marketing for it was.
So if I'm not mistaken, there was a lot more than 10 on that list. I think they had 25 at the time.
Yeah, but
So
I don't think all of them are on PlayStation now.
yeah, that's why I'm
I could be
thinking
wrong though.
maybe they'll all be on there with new ones then, because they've been working on this for a while.
I really hope that the treatment they gave to those PS2 to PS4 games is the same treatment we'll see for the other retro games, where they're
Sure.
like upscaled to 1080p and to fit widescreen and with trophies and stuff like that. I would definitely go through and platinum some PSP games, that's for sure, and some PS1
Yeah,
games, but we'll
yeah.
see.
So I'm hoping they do that because like if not, like I said before, they're gonna have to figure out what to do in terms of like the resolution on these games.
Yeah,
Because if you
the PSP and PS1 games, like you said, are going to look really ugly blown up on modern TVs. So
yeah, you're talking like well, well, let's go back in time. So PS1, I believe, was 240p. The PSP, I believe, is like 480.
it's
I don't,
probably less than that. The screen might have been 480, but in terms of actual render resolutions, it was probably lower than that.
yeah. So I'd like to say, if anything, 480p at the most, because that was before the HD era kicked off. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so 240 max and 480 max. So yeah, when you blow that up, even on my old HD TV here, that's a 32-incher. Could you imagine someone blowing those games up on a 70-inch TV? That's gonna look
Yeah,
really. I don't know. So
that's going to look real rough.
so yeah, I think it would be in their best interest to do what they did because you're definitely got to recode them anyway. So you might as well upres them, put trophies in, and it would also make you feel you got more bang for your buck, and you can blow it up on your big ass TV and not have to be like, wow, man, what the hell's that in the distance? Is that an ant? No, that's the character you're trying to find. What? All right, cool. All right, cool. So, yeah, Spartacus, two thumbs up. Definitely worth the wait. And June is gonna be June's gonna be a fun fucking month from the way it's looking. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we got two more smaller PlayStation stories. This second one is also from the PlayStation blog. We're going to talk about the PlayStation Plus offerings for the month of April. This is from Adam Mitchell over at the PlayStation blog. Pull off medieval heists, thwart dastardly aquatic plans, and stack the deck in your favor with April's PlayStation Plus lineup. Hood, Outlaws and Legends, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and Slay the Spire arrive on PlayStation Plus on Tuesday, April 5th. Let's take a closer look at each game in turn. Hood, Outlaws and Legends, PS4 and PS5. Hood, in this intense online multiplayer title, rival gangs compete in daring heists to hit the wealth where it hurts. One of the different game modes is State Heist, a full co-op PvE mode where teams control spawn points to recuperate as much gold as possible. In Gold Rush PvPvE mode, however, 2 teams of 4 battle it out in an attempt to execute the perfect heist, stealing and extracting treasure while fighting each other and the AI guards. Equipped with the unique skills and mystical abilities, each character moves in stealth to steal treasures unseen. It's up to you to recruit your band of outlaws, master formidable fortresses, and outplay your rivals. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. The classic platformer returns, faithfully remade in this sponge-tastic splendor. Play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy and use their unique ability sets and skills to thwart Plankton's evil plans to rule Bikini Bottom with his army of robots. Meet countless characters from the beloved series and enjoy Horde mode for up to 2 players online or off. And Slay the Spire, embark on a journey up the ever-changing Spire. In this fantasy deck builder adventure that fuses together card games and roguelikes, craft a unique deck from hundreds of cards to efficiently dispatch foes and reach the top of the Spire. Discover powerful relics to enhance your deck's powers to help you overcome different enemies and bosses.
Wow. You know, I think it's cool that that game's on there, and it reminds me that I have yet to go back and fully platinum that, even though I'm probably like 80% of the way there.
Yeah.
Yep. Ever going reminder that I need to play that game, and I probably won't for a little while, but I really do need to finish that. I really do need to finish that.
sometime around around Christmas, I want to say, maybe a little bit afterwards, I actually did go back and finish off the platinum. It took me maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, somewhere around there. But yeah, I only had like 1 or 2 levels left, and then like the final boss, and then I had to clean up like a couple of spatulas here and there. It took me like I said, like 2 hours, but I really, really did love that game, and I'm glad they remade it, and I honestly would like to see them make a new one.
I think
we'll see.
I think we're definitely getting to that point. I think you're going to see THQ Nordic really just resurrect everything. Like, well, they're already doing it now with ATV Legends or ATV, all that stuff.
Oh, MX versus ATV.
MX ATV. That's the series title. I'm like, yeah, the whole dirt bike and all that crazy concepts. They're already resurrecting that, so I think we'll definitely see like a new. I think we'll see a new SpongeBob game. Now the question is it going to actually be like the SpongeBob from back then, or is it going to be something that people would want from today's SpongeBob? Because there is a lot of games they could remaster. They could have another party game or something, because Lights Camera Pants was pretty good. So
I remember really liking that game as a kid. Yeah,
that game is really good. So yeah, there is progress without a doubt. So I guess we'll see what they put out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to the other 2 games. I mostly put it on there because I knew we would have a conversation about SpongeBob. But honestly, if you've never played Battle for Bikini Bottom, regular or rehydrated, I definitely recommend checking this out. If you even have a passing knowledge of SpongeBob, I think you'll have a good time. It pretty much plays like a long episode of SpongeBob. I mean, all the voice actors are there except for Mr. Krabs, who definitely sticks out like a sore thumb, because it feels like they almost just got some random dev on the team to be like, hey, can you make a Mr. Krabs voice? And he was like, yeah, I guess, kinda. And they were like, okay, that's good enough. Because like it doesn't even really sound like him at all. But
I don't know. I don't understand why they just didn't like take his audio from the original game and remaster it. I mean, that's kind of like Call of Duty. If they well actually, regardless, if they do Call of the Dead, they have to have George Romero. I mean, that's the whole point of that map. So George Romero died many years ago at this point, which is crazy. But if they bring him back, they're going to take his audio and just remaster it in. That's why I don't get why they had to do what they did with the Mr. Krabs thing. I don't know if it was like to have a laugh, because hey man, you want to be Mr. Krabs in the video game? I don't know. That's probably my.
Well, they just took the original voice lines that were there from the PS2 game.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
I'm kind of surprised they didn't at least try to get Clancy Brown in to re-record them.
Yeah, or like somebody instead of going, hey,
at least somebody that sounds like Mr. Krabs a little bit.
Hey Jimmy, you want to be Mr. Krabs? All right, I can. All right, cool. That's probably my only complaint about that game, is probably how they did Mr. Krabs dirty. I think that's my only complaint, and it's a very small smudge. It's just it's there.
Yeah, it's a small smudge on an otherwise incredible painting, if you will, with Battle for Bikini Bottom. But one last news story when it comes to PlayStation. This one is interesting. So I haven't actually read the article, so I'm interested to see if there's a reasoning behind this. But, JP, we have had, if you remember, back when they had that whole PS5 live stream, they announced something called the PlayStation Plus Collection, which was PS5 owners had this slate of 20 free games, free PS4 games that they could go and save to their account and download whenever they want. Well, now it seems like we are having our first game leave the PlayStation Plus Collection, which I didn't know that was a thing. I thought this was just going to be like a permanent thing, but apparently not.
Wow. Oh my God.
So, Persona 5 is leaving PS5's PlayStation Plus Collection. Sony warns PlayStation 5 owners of the May delisting. This is by Owen S. Good over at Polygon. The last day for PlayStation 5 owners to claim Persona 5, one of 20 games offered in the PlayStation Plus collection with the console's launch, is May 11th, Sony told players on Wednesday. The announcement was part of Sony's confirmation of April's PlayStation Plus free games lineup. To claim Persona 5, PS5 owners can navigate to the PlayStation Plus hub from their console's dashboard and then to the PlayStation Plus Collections tab. Claiming a game there works like it does with the regular PlayStation Plus free games. Simply click the button to add to your library. Downloading the game is not necessary. Originally, the group of PlayStation 4 games announced a couple of weeks before the PS5's launch was made available to players with no deadline for claiming them. Persona 5, published by Atlus in 2016, is one of 10 third-party games in the PlayStation Plus collection, the other 10 games coming from PlayStation Studio developers. Though the collection requires an active PlayStation Plus subscription and the games are all backwards-compatible PS4 titles, only PlayStation 5 owners can claim them. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced on Tuesday that it was expanding its PlayStation Plus subscription plans with 2 new higher tiers. Those Extra and Premium, those higher-priced tiers of PlayStation Plus will offer access to streaming and downloadable games from previous generations of consoles, among other perks. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they have provided a reason for this, but it just seems interesting because, like they said in the article, it didn't seem like this was something that was going to go away. It just seemed like this would be an ever-lasting perk of having a PlayStation 5.
I think
so. It's interesting that this is now disappearing.
That's fucking crazy. It's kind of like when your like favorite restaurant takes something you really love away. It's kind of like that. You never thought you'd leave, and yep, I'm looking at Taco Bell right now, but yep. Not that I'm really into like that series as much. It's just I'm sure a lot of people are, and
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people look forward to having that collection when they got on PS5, and unless they're gonna like add a game in and just swap things out as you go, that would be pretty cool. But it really is like your favorite restaurant, like taking some away that you love.
Yeah.
It sucks, but yeah, we take all these things for granted. And yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the article points out that there's 20 games, 10 of which are third party and 10 of which are PlayStation Studios games. So I wonder if maybe I wonder if all of these contracts had like an end date to them. And maybe all of these third party games will eventually disappear and it'll just be the 10 PlayStation Studios games. I kind of wonder if that ends up being the case, but we'll have to wait and see. And of course, if any other PlayStation games get delisted from the PlayStation Plus collection, we will be sure to let you know. But JP, I think we're going to end the story on, or we're going to end, this episode on a story that it just makes me roll my eyes so fucking hard. JP, we're talking more shit about the Avengers game. So
we're digging deep.
So, JP, the headline reads, Avengers game crash bug has a surprising workaround. Restart the whole campaign. Resetting the campaign progress is a temporary fix to stabilize the game. This is by Ryan Gilliam over at Polygon. Marvel's Avengers is having some major crashing issues on PlayStation 5, Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics revealed in a tweet on Wednesday. However, only a few hours later, the Marvel's Avengers account tweeted a workaround for the issue. The problem is that this workaround involves resetting players' campaign progress completely. Here are the tweets from the Marvel's Avengers account. Our team is continuing to investigate the issue causing a crash for some PS5 players. We think we've identified a fix that is currently being implemented/tested. We hope to have more news by tomorrow morning and will continue to keep you updated. And then in a second tweet, they said, in the meantime, here's a workaround that is resolving the issue for some players. Just note that it will reset your campaign progress. The studio encouraged players to reset their campaign progress, load into the first mission, and then immediately force close their game. A commenter on Twitter also stated that this works with the much shorter War for Wakanda campaign, although official channels haven't confirmed this. Something about this workaround solves the issue and will allow players to jump back into the live service part of Marvel's Avengers. Because Marvel's Avengers is a hero-based loot game first and a story-driven campaign game second, resetting campaign progress doesn't actually lose players much progress. All of their heroes will still be the same level and have the same gear after using the workaround. Still, the Marvel's Avengers original campaign is quite long, and it's still a big ask for players to just reset their progress entirely. As for the bug, the Marvel's Avengers Twitter account will release more information once the bug is solved for players solved for good, and players no longer have to use the workaround to log in. So, JP.
Yeah. I kind of can't believe this came from like the actual development team. Usually you see this shit from people on YouTube and blogs and forums because everyone's looking for workarounds, and then there's some jackass that always suggests, well, just reset. Well, obviously it's going to reset everything. I think honestly what people should do before they even think about doing that is you should just delete the game and just reinstall it and see what the fuck happens, because sometimes games just fuck up like that. I would definitely do that first before I would reset my goddamn campaign. That just sounds horrible, but you know, there is kind of another workaround. If you reset your campaign, you have your data in the cloud and you pull it off and you boot the game back, maybe that might do something too. But I just can't believe they suggested that. Yeah, just fucking reset your progress.
Yeah, it's so weird to see that coming from an official channel, because it's like,
usually it's more sophisticated than.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, even then, like, even as a studio, like, if somehow we found data that was like, okay, it'll work if players reset their campaign progress. Even at that point, like, I wouldn't go actively saying that on social media. I would just be like, hey guys, like, sorry, we're working on it. Like, we think we'll have a fix ready for tomorrow morning, and we'll let you know more. Like, I would just end it there. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you can reset your campaign progress and it might fix it, but it might not fix it. So good luck. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, with all the fucking problems this game has had, it's so fucking funny to me at this point that, like, anytime it pops up in the news anymore, it's just for stupid shit like this, or for just like the dumbest fucking reasons.
It's just like a fucking parody of itself.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's so sad because, like, it was, I believe it was this, maybe I have my timeline wrong, but it was one of the first 2 or 3 games to release from the whole Marvel Games, like, project, which was, they created their own games division, and they were focused on, like, scouting out the perfect studios to work on these different games. The first game to come out of that was Marvel Spider-Man, and that game was fucking incredible. And then this piece of shit came out. And it's just like, oh man. It had so much potential, and they just fucking squandered it because they wanted to make it like a Destiny clone with superheroes.
I think at this rate, you know, as a SpongeBob pun, it's kind of like when they try using Mermaid Man's belt, and they fuck the whole town up, and they go back to him for a fix, and he goes, "Did you set it the Wumbo?" Like, it really just sounds like that, because it sounds so stupid that you're like, did they really just suggest that? Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reset your whole campaign progress. It's all good. It's like, it's sad because there's probably people that are gonna fucking do that.
I couldn't imagine, like,
it's
the type of person who is so, like, I really honestly feel bad for the person who is so hell-bent on playing Avengers that they can't wait a day for this fix to come out, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to reset my whole campaign progress. And it's just like, oh man, I don't know. But yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and like when I saw the headline, I couldn't help but just fucking laugh and roll my eyes, because it's like, the fact that it came from the official game's Twitter was just, it just made me laugh so fucking hard.
Like a parody of itself.
Yeah.
It seems like something you'd see in Grand Theft Auto if they had like a full functional social media page like Life Invader.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to fix the problem? We got the perfect fix for you. Just shred all your fucking data. That'll fix the problem. It's like, oh, perfect. Yeah, I think I'd personally just wait for the fix to come out. Unless he just started playing the game and fuck it, we'll just reset it.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been another episode of the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that goes live every Saturday on youtube.com/HexxedPhenom and brings you the video game news you need to know each and every week. But guys, until next time, have a phenomenal week.